take all those factors and you put it all out on the table, and that doesn't make anybody necessarily an odds-on favorite, because it's how you tune these things up and how you set them up that makes the difference.
And one more thing, how hard you're willing to work.
Yes.
How hard you're willing to work in the garage, how much you're willing to put into it.
Of course, McAnally, you know, he's had some great support from Childress, and that's made a big difference, and that's always been a premier car out here.
Sure has. 3 cars in this event owned by Bill McAnally.
Mike Olson, 61, trying to go to work on Eric Richardson in the number 50. And with him, the 21 of David Mayhew and the 63 of John Salemi.
Olson crossed the line first in this race last year. Post-race inspection, it was discovered that his wheels were illegal. They took the win away. So he's got a motive to do. 2 years ago.
That's right, David.
2 years
David
ago.
Gilliland got the win.
Yeah, Kovaluk won it last year, 2 years ago. Thank you, Mike.
And Olson's teammate, Woody Pitkat, has taken his Chevy behind the wall.
Get busy there, isn't it?
Yep.
I don't
Slow car, caution, front straightaway, Tim Woods. I don't think that was the result of contact, but down in turn 1, there is a car in the grass that did hit.
Yeah, and that's his second crash of the night for Nick Lynch.
He's got some damage on the right side there.
So lap 178. That is the 6th yellow, not counting the competition yellow. Now that car was damaged earlier in a crash.
Yeah, he hit the wall here on the front straightaway.
Right, on the inside.
Yeah, on the inside, much like the 44 car did. And we were surprised when he went in. All he did was pull the fender out because it took a hard lick.
Now, he would have been eligible for the free pass, except that he is the cause of the caution. So, let's see, that drops down to the next eligible driver, I believe, which I think would be Greg Pursley.
Calling for a record. Be no free pass. NASCAR said none.
So, caution rears its ugly head again, and we'll be back to Irwindale after this. Joey Logano, Brian Eichler, Matt Kovaluk, Mike Duncan, Peyton Sellers, Eddie McDonald. That's how they line up.
Here come up through the gearbox, second, third, fourth.
Kovaluk gets a good jump from third starting spot. Now he's in second behind Logano.
Eichler just didn't get going on that restart.
That 16 car, it just, the way the change they made to the car, it takes it 4 or 5 laps to really get freed up and get going. They'll obviously have to adjust on that thing before the 50 lap.
Oh, 3 wide in 3 places in the middle of this pack.
Well, we're jockeying for positions in the last 50 laps here, Mike, so every spot's important right now. Closer to the front you get, better chance you got of doing good.
81 Brett Thompson up on the outside of Mike David. They thought about 4 wide there.
David and Olson, the 2 guys that had to start the tail end of this race.
Hope 16's in trouble, guys. Got a right front down or something.
Limping around the high side, Eichler. Everybody's going to get by him. Just.
Wow, he almost got wiped out right there, right here. Man, it's lucky he hadn't gotten run over.
Now he's got to get to the pit. And another potential winner falls by the wayside as Brian Eichler pits. So it's Logano, Kovaluk, Duncan, and Sellers. Tough break for Eichler. He's going to lose a couple of laps here.
He's got a soft right front. He's coming down pit road to get that replaced. Maybe he made contact with somebody. Let's see if we can see. No, you see the tire going soft right there and thing bottoming out. Did a good job of keeping it out of the fence.
Uh-oh, turn 2 and a car goes around.
Oh, here they all come.
Oh, baby.
Oh, no.
25's in it.
That's his second.
Philpott.
He was Philpott was in that other wreck over here when Michelle got hurt.
The car that spun, I believe, was the 5 of Eric Harden. And then Philpott and others became involved. Well, and here's why.
That car in the middle right there, he just gets loose off of 2, spins her around. No harm, no foul yet, but here comes another car, the 25. He locks down and spins out, makes a little contact.
Eric Hart running his own stuff. Oh, no, baby.
The 40 car.
Matt Kovaluk now with a flat tire in the right front.
What is going on?
First Eichler, then Kovaluk.
He's had a little you can see some contact with the wall. It's scraped down the right side. Not much. But you see both tires on the right side like he's made contact.
I don't see any scrape damage. See a little bit of fluid or something on there, but I want to go back to Brian Eichler when he cut down his tire and see if I saw one big spark first, as if he ran over a piece of metal on the track.
I think that's just the car bottoming out from the flat tire. Yeah.
All right. Let's just take a look.
So I think what you'll see is.
How ironic! Look who's in front of him.
The tire just. The car bottomed out once the tire went soft.
Nope, you're right.
Kovaluk's losing a lap right here.
So Eichler and Kovaluk, the defending champion, both
Eichler
falling off the lead lap.
I'm not sure about the free pass. I guess we're inside 10 laps now, which makes sense.
That would be at lap 240, Darrell. It's 240. Only when it's 10 laps to the checker, not 10 laps to the comp yellow.
And so Eichler, he got lucky here with this caution coming out. He was coming out of the pits when the caution came out.
But he is a couple of laps down.
Is he 2 down?
Yeah.
I was just wanting to see if he was 1 or 2 down.
Let's show you what put us under caution as the 5 goes around Eric Harden.
Yeah, he just in that middle lane right there. Car gets loose on him. Everybody does a really good job. I thought this was going to be a really major pileup, but everybody gets through here pretty nicely, except for the 25.
Philpott.
Yep. Remember him? He was involved in that wreck up in the 3rd and 4th corner earlier tonight.
Everybody else just kind of jostled their way through. Ralph, have you had a chance to look at that tire off Brian Eichler's car?
Yeah, we sure did, Mike, and it took them quite a while to find it. They finally had to fill the tire up with air and look for a hole, and we found it. It is right here. Something just cut this tire. A little slit on the inside of the tire, let all the air out, and that's what ruined Brian Eichler's night. We'll check on Matt Kovaluk for you.
Boy, on the inside.
Which makes me think that maybe a brake duct or something like that could have been rubbing on that tire since it's on the inside. But, you know, when you tighten the car up, you put a lot more pressure on that right front tire.
Yeah.
You've got to crank the wheel a little harder to make the car turn. Maybe the low air, maybe the thing was rolling under a little bit and cut it on the, I've seen it do it on a sway bar arm, brake ducts, any number of things. Can do that on the inside.
He's got a lot of laps at this point, nearly 200 laps on the racetrack.
And the free pass is Jim Engelbright. He was the first car 1 lap down at the time of caution. So we'll get the restart with roughly 5 laps to go to the final competition yellow of the night. And we're going to hold 1 more lap as the tail end of the field sorts itself out here.
Engelbright with the Jelly Belly car was just mad at himself that he didn't qualify better. Told me this afternoon it was either going to be wreckers or checkers. He was going to run exceptionally hard tonight.
Well, he's back on the lead lap.
Got a lucky break there.
So it'll be Logano and Duncan up front. Peyton Sellers, Eddie McDonald, Eric Holmes, and Brett Thompson. There's one more look at. Here's Ralph.
Mike, you saw that little hole on Brian Eichler's tire? Look at this one on Matt Kovaluk's. The entire inside here blown out huge, just ripping it right away from the rim. All that air escaping out of there. Now, I talked to the crew. They said earlier they had some brake heat issues. I don't know if that heated this Goodyear up too much and blew it out. But whatever did it, it was big.
Yeah, that's brake heat. When you see the bead busted like that, more than likely that's from brake heat.